According to Vanguard's 2024 How America Saves report, the median retirement account balance for Americans aged 55 to 64 is $71,168. That's roughly 1 year of median household expenses. After 30 years of working and saving, most people approaching retirement have accumulated less wealth than the cost of a new Honda Accord. Here's what the data actually reveals about why the gap between the top 5% of wealth builders and everyone else keeps widening. And it's not about income, discipline, or starting early, like most financial advice suggests. The difference comes down to one fundamental misunderstanding about how wealth actually compounds. Charlie Munger called it, "The first $100,000 is a bitch." Here's why. If you invest $500 monthly at 8% annual returns, it takes roughly 12 years to hit your first $100,000. But your second $100,000, only 5 years. Your third, about 3 years. Same monthly contribution, accelerating results. The problem is 95% of people never reach that inflection point where their money starts working harder than they do. Federal Reserve data shows the median household has $5,300 in retirement savings, not because they don't earn enough, because they never cross the threshold where compounding takes over. They're stuck in the linear phase where every dollar requires active labor. Meanwhile, the top 5% passed that threshold years ago. Their wealth is now self-sustaining, growing faster than they can spend it. The brutal math is this. If you're 35 with less than $50,000 saved and you're contributing the typical 6% of your salary, you'll likely never reach the exponential phase before retirement. Not because you're failing, because the timeline doesn't allow it. The system rewards those who front-load wealth accumulation early and punishes those who start later or contribute incrementally. So the real question isn't whether you can build wealth, it's whether you can reach the threshold where wealth builds itself. And that's a very different problem to solve.